So, stoked by wonderful memories of last season, fired perhaps by the fury they felt at Chelsea on Saturday. West Ham set out to go along in Europe again, Clive Allen, on what for everyone of course is an awkward night, and that would include players who would have become enveloped by this somewhat subdued atmosphere. Olaru, and the boisterous Bucharest folk, who have travelled, 3,000 of them, have reason to lift their collective voice. Jared Bowen, oh, it's a beauty. And West Ham are back nearer to where they want to be. Jared Bowen has his second European goal of this season, to go with super strike from 20 yards out against Viborg in the qualifying round. He re-establishes that likeable smile, and West Ham re-establish parity. Bowen, this could come for Antonio, and Emerson slams it in, and West Ham lead at last. Emerson Palmieri on West Ham European debut, with his first European goal since scoring for Chelsea against Atletico Madrid. Antonio, what a great strong turn. Michail Antonio's on his way, and Michail Antonio is scoring for West Ham to seal the deal. As the clock ticked over into the 90th minute, Michail Antonio, as he did on the first night of last year's group stage in the Europa League, ripples the net and has West Ham smiling. Well, West Ham got it done, and that was, after all, the fundamental requirement. They did it from behind. Cordea established the lead for the Romanian visitors. Bowen slammed in a terrific penalty. Emerson established the lead, and right at the end, Michail Antonio made sure of the points on an evening when investing oneself heart and soul in a football match wasn't perhaps the most comfortable thing to do. The final score, West Ham United 3, FCSB 1.
Jules, good evening, thank you. What a lovely spot this is. We breathe tonight the crisp, clean air of the Jutland Peninsula, and inhale too, as West Ham folk clearly are. The chance to pull one back, and Kush with the drive, and Silkeborg with a dream lead! A utopian moment for a little club that pinches itself in the moment. And West Ham trail against all odds. Kasper Kusk, a recent arrival from Aalborg, a three-time champion of Denmark, sets a problem for David Moyes. Well, last week it was Jared Bowen who, from the spot, brightened things up in Europe. Now Manuel Lanzini has the same opportunity. Lanzini, tidy enough, one each. So we're back where we started. West Ham have settled. Given away to Cornet, turning his Skamaka! Absolute belter. And from behind, West Ham have a pretty prompt lead. Drifted in by Cresswell and turned in by Dawson. And it does begin to feel as if West Ham are cruising. Dawson back in the side, back in the goals. This is Tony Adamson, beaten out and crushed in by Søren Tenstedt. And Silkeborg have themselves an interest here. And there is an emotional response, and there is a bubble in the crowd. All a bit frenetic, all a bit fraught as it turns out. David Moyes just happy that West Ham eventually got over the line. Silkeborg scored the first goal of the night. And when West Ham were apparently cruising, they scored the last. Mercifully for the Hammers, they got three between times. Lanzini from the spot, Skamaka, and on his return to the first 11, Craig Dawson. And despite a somewhat imperfect night, West Ham, 2 games into their European group campaign, remain absolutely perfect. Played 2-1-2, Silkeborg 2, West Ham United 3.
And so dawns another day of tantalising, nervous excitement around the renaissance of Nottingham Forest Football Club. The City ground as history remembers it. Forest re-imbued with a spirit of old. And now again sharing a stage with Tottenham Hotspur, one of the glitziest in the land. They have waited a generation for days like this. Signings. Here is Kulusevski. Here is Kane. He scores and silences the place. Harry Kane with a pin in the Forest balloon. And it is those who travel from London who roar now.
This is a beautiful little ball to find Harry Kane. Now normally he strikes him really cleanly.
Richarlison's got it back. And now Kane! And the deal may be done. Not quite the perfect Harry Kane afternoon, but this will do, because he's got two. And the points should be Tottenham's.
Richarlison's able to bend it across, and it's a lovely little outside of the right foot delivery. And Henderson straight away looks up and says, come on, you know, where are you? Why aren't you defending that?
He's smiling again, Harry Kane.
And Richarlison comes on and makes another difference again, Peter, because it was a delightful assist on his part. The beautiful piece of skill with the outside of his right boot.
You begin to believe in them. Greg Pawson has a look and will shortly blow. Harry Kane again, and Spurs remain unbeaten. Spurs remain in the mix. Spurs with pragmatism and iron, and all the contents of a classic Conte side are looking as though they are equipped for sustained challenge this year. And Spurs are where they want to be. There is, in England's East Midlands tonight, a certain unease, a wary jeopardy. Welcome to Leicester, where the early weeks of the Premier League campaign have been suboptimal. And so from rock bottom, the Foxes tread trepidatiously into the first day of the rest of their lives. Their need is immediate, and the king power is fraught. Now space ahead of Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford, and Jadon Sancho round the keeper to score for Manchester United. Smoothness itself. Delicious ball movement from United. Calm execution. And problems upon problems for Leicester City. And thereby win the game. The Manchester United smile is ever growing. The chaos of the early days, long now seemingly behind Erik ten Hag, who is getting a grip. United's season is finding purchase now and finding points. They're up into the top five. Their goal scored for them midway through the first half, and what a smooth finish it was by Jadon Sancho. And this is a team now which is exhibiting togetherness, moments of class, beginning to look as Manchester United should look. For Manchester United, bright times seemingly are arriving now. The red shirt is glimmering a bit, the stardust is sparkling a bit. Manchester United are on their way, 3 straight wins, and Ahmed, top 5.